welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell from the video title, my brother's possessed. Okay, let's just get into this. So, my brother's possessed. So he sleepwalks, right? And it's like normal, like kids sleepwalk, whatever. So, we're gonna get into the story about this. So he sleepwalks where he actually interacts with people. You can have a full conversation with him and it won't make sense at all. And he won't remember it. And you can tell, it's really weird. You can tell when he's asleep because his eyes will be bloodshot red. But the minute he wakes up, they're clear again. Freakiest thing. I witnessed it. Freakiest thing. It just doesn't make sense for his eyes to go from red to white. Like, within a snap. It doesn't make sense. So, anyway. I panned it out because JoJo wants me in. So, anyway. I had never experienced it myself, but my mother had a couple times. So, like, she had told, like, he was sleeping, and my mom's like, Devin. And he woke up, and he was on the couch, and she's all, fix the curtain behind you and just go to bed. And he's all, And she's all, fix the curtain and go to bed. So he gets up and starts walking towards the kitchen. Mind you, like, we have the couch against, we have the couch against, like, a window with a curtain. And he was sitting on the couch, and he starts going, he gets off the couch to go into the kitchen. And it's like, so that's when my mom laughed, and she was like, okay, Devin, where are you going? And he starts crying, and he's like, I'm gonna go fix the curtain like you told me to. And she's all, just go to bed. And he's all, what? And she's all, go to bed. And he's all, okay. And, like, that's, like, a typical conversation with Devin. Like, he's just kind of clueless, which, like, isn't even a bad way. Like, he's just Devin. Like, it's kind of like one of those things where you have to, like, repeat yourself a couple times with him because things just kind of go over his head and it's like, okay, just repeat after me. So it's just one of those things where, like, that seems like a normal conversation, but it was obvious he was asleep because in normal life, he would have turned around and fixed the curtain. It would have taken him a couple tries to really understand what you meant, but he would have turned around and fixed the curtain. So, anyway, to the real story. So, my mom goes out, my mom's home, and she stepped out for something. I forgot what it was, but she stepped out for something, and my brother had stayed up all night. So as my mother's punishment to him, it was, you can play video games and stuff, but you have to stay awake. No falling asleep, no taking naps, no anything. You have to stay up. Like, that's my mom's punishment for him. And it actually ends up being, like, the worst, like, thing for him because he has to fall asleep. So he would fall asleep and I would wake him up. It was just, like, throughout the day, I'm just sitting there watching TV. I think I was watching, like, Adventure Time or something. And he's playing, The Walking Dead on Xbox. So he's sitting there playing, and he kept falling asleep. And I'd go over and be like, Devin, wake up. And he'd get up, and it was no issue. He'd go back to playing. My mom woke him up before she walked out. And he gets up, whatever, it's cool. She goes out. She tells me to keep an eye on him. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep an eye on him. So I'm watching TV for a little bit, right? And I look over and I see he's not on the couch anymore. And I was like, what? We have the living room, then we have, like, the den that's, like, meant for a dining room, but we use it for, like, video games and, like, the computer and stuff. So I don't see him on the couch. And I was like, what? So I get up, and I'm not really paying attention. I'm in the middle of, like, watching my show. So I get up and I look, and he's on the floor. And I'm like, okay, he's like, against the couch, like that. So I'm like, okay, he's just laying against the couch on the Xbox, whatever, normal, no big deal. So I go back to watching my show. Then I decide to get up. I think I'm going to go, like, get something to eat. And I pass by him, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're asleep. Devin, get up. And he's not responding. I'm like, crap. So I lean over, and I'm, like, you know, moving his shoulder. I'm like, Devin, get up. Like, you're not allowed to be sleeping. And he gets up, he he was asleep for so long, which I didn't even notice, to the point where, like, the Xbox remote, like, disconnected from the TV, and it, like, was like, the Xbox remote has been disconnected, and I'm like, oh, that's been off for a while then. He's been sleeping for a while. So that's why, like, I shake him awake, and I'm like, Devin, get up, like, you're not supposed to be sleeping. And he, like, does this weird, like, wake up, like, what? And he looks at me, his eyes are bloodshot, but mind you, like, I've never noticed this, I've never, like, witnessed him asleep. So he's like, what? I'm like, get up, you can't be sleeping. He's like, I'm not sleeping. I'm like, you were just sleeping. And he's like, no. And I'm like, do you want something to eat? And he's all, what? I'm like, do you want something to eat? And he's all, they're coming. What? What? Who is coming? What? So I ask him, and I'm like, what? I'm all, who's coming? He's all, they're coming. I'm all, what? He's all, they're coming. I'm all, what are you talking about? He's all, I heard mom on the phone. They're coming. I'm all, who's coming? Like, I'm freaking out by this point. I'm like, we're done. I'm moving. I'm like, I think I was only like 16, 17. I'm moving out. We done. Oh, who's coming? And he's all, I heard mom on the phone. They're coming. I'm all, okay, coming where? He's all, here. I'm all, to the house? No. And I'm all, not to the house. He's all, no. I'm all, to our city? And he's all, no. Oh my god, I'm like freaking out. I'm all, what is he talking about? And he, like, at this point, he's getting teary-eyed. Like, his eyes are getting, like, really teary-eyed, and he's about to start crying. And I'm all, to California? And he starts crying, and he's all, no! And I'm like, dude, and by this point, he's arguing with me to the point where he's gotten up and, like, sat back onto the couch. So he's sitting there on the couch, really upset, just staring at me. But the way he's looking at me doesn't look right. Like, his eyes are glossed over, they're red, and he's crying, and it doesn't look like he's looking at me. So I'm like, I'm freaking out by this point, and I'm like, I have two options. Leave or console him. I, for some reason, decided to be a good sister and console him. So I go around him and I sit down next to him on the couch, and he's still staring in the same spot I was standing. And he's just crying, and he's all, they're coming. They're coming here. They're coming. He's crying, and I'm like, he isn't even looking at me. He's looking at the wall. Like, he was just looking in that general, like, direction. Like, it just didn't make sense. So at this point, I'm sitting behind him. So, and he's still crying at the wall, and I'm like, I'm right behind you, bro. So, I tap him on the shoulder. And, freaky. So, I tap him on the shoulder, and he does this weird, like, a shaky, weird, like, inhale, but oh, what? And he turns around and looks at me. His eyes are white, and he's not crying anymore. And he's just staring at me, like, blank face, very confused. Like a weird, like, blank face, like, he's expecting me to say something. And I'm like, is everything okay? And he's all, yeah. I'm all, what just happened? And he's all, what are you talking about? I'm all, you were just crying saying someone was coming here. And he's all, no, I wasn't. I'm like, yes, you were. And he's just like, he's like adamant. He's like, I did not say anything about anyone coming here. I don't know what you're talking about. I explained the whole story that I just explained to you guys to him. And he's all, that did not happen. And I was like, oh my god, Mom, do you remember falling asleep? And he's all, yeah, I kind of remember falling asleep. And I'm like, okay. And he's all, but I don't remember talking to you. And I was like, oh my god, he is crazy. So, like, after half an hour trying to figure out, like, what happened for him to, like, even make up the story, like, what type of dream he was having, he's all, I don't remember dreaming about anything. But he's all, he's like, I did have this weird, like, he's like, I didn't dream, but he was all, there was this weird thing going on in the game where, like, all the zombies were coming to, like, the base that we were at. So he's on, maybe that's what I was talking about. But I was like, you were talking about how Mom was on the phone talking about someone coming. And I was like, he was like, no, I don't know. But then I was like, oh wait, Mom was on the phone before she walked out. I don't remember what she was on the phone talking about, but she was on the phone. And then he was playing his game, so he must have fallen asleep at that moment and then had this weird dream that he woke up in about zombies coming to the base because Mom was on the phone talking to them about it. Like, there was an explanation for it, but it was still really creepy. Like, why are his eyes bloodshot? Why was he crying? Why is the minute you touch him, he's, like, all better? Like, it, like, you know, it was one of those things where I was trying to, like, wake him up from his, like, sleepwalking. I didn't know what it was. I was like, this boy's literally gone insane. Like, we are putting him in a mental hospital. There is something wrong. He's going to an asylum. Padded rooms. Like, he's done. Get rid of the boy. Get rid of the boy. Get rid of him. Just get rid of his whole room. We're done. It didn't make sense. But, I mean, like, we're at this point now. This was, like, 3 years... Oh my god, like, 3 years ago. So, like, he still, to this day, does not remember, like, talking to me about it or anything. But it happened. My brother's possessed. Okay. Okay. He's either bringing something in this house or he's possessed. And, like, also, like, the ghost story I told you guys a couple weeks ago. He's bringing things in this house. He's also, like, a huge, like, skeptic. Like, he doesn't, Like, we're all, like, really firm believers, like, my mother and my father and I, like, we all talk about ghosts, and we all talk about how, like, conspiracies, and we all talk about how things are real. And he's like, I don't believe in any of that. And we're like, okay, and he's like, I don't believe in aliens, I don't believe in ghosts, whatever. And I was, like, joking around and made a joke about how he'd be the one to, like, let a ghost in. He'd be, like, trying to figure out if ghosts are even real. And he's like, yeah, I would. And I was like, don't admit to that. That's scary. That's not an okay thing. We don't joke about that. And he's like, well, he's all, what's the issue? They're not even real. So if you're inviting something in, and I'm all, if you're inviting something in, you're still inviting something in, which still means you're inviting in a demon of some sort. And he's like, no, I don't believe in any of it. So I would totally invite it in to try to see if it's real. And I was like, oh my god. We gonna die. Because of my brother. Anyway, we're leaving off on that note. If you liked this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you want to hear more stories, if you want me to interview my brother. That'd be awesome. Just bring him, because he's been on, like, my channel once or twice. Actually once, but he was, like, behind the scenes, like, probably twice. But if you want me to interview my brother and talk about his weird little demonic things and his ghost stories, that'd be cool. You can let me know down below, and I'll have him sit right here and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Let me know if you want to hear more ghost stories. See him on my channel where we can talk about what the heck is going on in this thing up here. Let me know if you sleepwalk, because that's awesome. I mean, like, I've sleepwalked, like, once that I know of, because I ended up in a different room. So, like, let me know if you sleepwalk, if weird things like that happen to you. If you even know what's wrong with my brother, please let me know. Or let me know, give me a number to a really good exorcist. That'd be great. Also, my Instagram and Twitter are both Anissa_C_love. Tag down below. My Facebook's AnissaCLove, all one word. And I have my photography account and everything down there where I talk about my photography. Well, I post about my photography and my portfolio and things like that. And yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye!